What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rollins, and today I got a classic SpongeBob review for you guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing an episode from season 1 called Something Smells. Now, per usual, man, before I start breaking this episode down, I gotta give y'all that episode breakdown. So, this episode basically starts with SpongeBob waking up on a nice Sunday morning in Bikini Bottom, and he tells Gary, he's like, yo, it's Sunday, so you know what we finna have for breakfast? A sundae. Now, as he goes to fix up his sundae, man, he notices that he doesn't have any ice cream, so what does he do? He improvises, and he improvises by using some ketchup as the ice cream. And he goes to fetch some other ingredients, and since he's doing everything a little bit different this morning, he wants to continue that trend, so instead of using, the same bananas, cherries, all that good normal Sunday stuff that would mix absolutely wonderfully with the ketchup, obviously that's a little sarcasm there, he decides to use some onions. And to top it all off, he gets some peanuts, which should make for a pretty damn interesting sundae. So SpongeBob eats this sundae, and he looks at his to-do list, and he starts walking around saying hi to everyone in Bikini Bottom. And as he's doing this, he's noticing that everybody's not even trying to hold the conversation with him, man. Everybody's running away. They're not trying to have none of that. He eventually comes across Patrick, and Patrick basically puts the idea in his head that it's because he's ugly. He puts a mirror up in front of his face. He breathes into the mirror, and the damn mirror cracks, man. It breaks. So the rest of the episode, SpongeBob's trying to cope with his quote-unquote ugliness, which basically leads him and Patrick to a movie theater, and he's trying to talk to people in the movie theater. The people aren't trying to have a conversation with him, and they all end up vacating the premises, okay? This is when Patrick becomes a little hungry because he thinks they go to the snack bar, and SpongeBob shares his peanut and onion sundae with him. Patrick, of course, eats the sundae and has to go to the bathroom. And he's in the bathroom trying to talk to the people in the bathroom, and they eventually end up leaving because, wouldn't you know, the sundae has the same effect on Patrick as it had on SpongeBob. This is where they basically realize that, yo, this sundae is making your breath stink. And people are not going to try to sit around and talk to somebody with stanky breath. And they end up being so grateful that they're not ugly and end up celebrating that it's their breath stinking that causes people to run away from them. And that's the end of the episode. So I guess it's fitting now to get into the first impressions of this episode. My first thoughts is, man, with all these people SpongeBob has came across, SpongeBob and even Patrick, I'll give Patrick a little break because he was just in the bathroom. You would think somebody says, or would say at least, yo man, your breath stinks. Go wash your mouth out, man. Listen, I don't have to eat the same thing that SpongeBob ate to know that onions and ketchup and all that good stuff mixed together in a sundae would give you some rancid breath, okay? I had enough hot dog and Polish sausages in my time, pause, which I love to top off with ketchup, mustard, onions, all that good stuff. To assure you all that anything with onions, oh my lord, that will have your breath reeking. As the saying goes, your breath will be on 10, okay? Your breath will be smelling like Andre the Giant's armpits after running a marathon in the Sahara Desert, alright? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that people are not trying to have any type of talk with you with your breath smelling like chopped up onions in a track runner's shoes, okay? Nobody wants to do that. So that's my first thought is, why the heck has nobody said to SpongeBob or Patrick that, yo, your breath needs to be registered as a lethal weapon, okay? That thing is straight up murdering folks out here in Bikini Bottom. To continue on though, man, this episode, I feel, is meant to be a comedic episode. Of course, there's a serious underlying message in this episode that kids should take heed to. I'm going to explain that in the review. But let's talk about some moments, man. First, you have to appreciate the true childlike nature of SpongeBob. SpongeBob is a grown man, essentially, but he's a kid at heart. And what is one thing every kid wants to do? They want to have ice cream for breakfast. And that's what SpongeBob basically does every Sunday morning. Okay, salute to him for that. Every kid has had the moment in their life of, man, I want to have ice cream for breakfast. I know I have, and I have several times had ice cream for breakfast as a kid and even as an adult. I thought that was pretty awesome. But to get onto the true funny moments of the episode, man, you got to appreciate Patrick not being a full-blown dimwit like he is in the new seasons of SpongeBob. Listen, I know we go through this conversation every classic SpongeBob review, but I gotta say it, and I promise I will make it 100% brief. Patrick, from the classic episodes of SpongeBob compared to now, is an idiot savant, okay? In the new seasons of SpongeBob, he's just a damn idiot. Yeah, Patrick has his dumb moments in the earlier seasons, but he tops it off with a little bit of smartness. And I say this because, while it doesn't register in Patrick's head that SpongeBob's breath stinks, because what would you expect from a stinky starfish, he basically comes up with a solution that, yo, maybe it's because you're ugly. And he did the reflection test, which, I'll be honest with you, I can't picture the modern Patrick to have enough brain power to at least come to that conclusion. So I like that. That shows that Patrick at least had some sense in his head. And even the fact of he's trying to cheer his buddy up throughout this entire episode, man. He does the whole #1 thing of building self-esteem for SpongeBob, and that's encouraging him to do some self-affirmation pep talks. He has SpongeBob go outside and basically holler at the top of his lungs to the whole town of Bikini Bottom that he's ugly and he's proud. That's not the only thing he does. He takes his little homie to the movies to basically get him used to being accepted as the ugly person. Yeah, this is all dumb, but you know what? It shows how smart Patrick really is. He's not the smartest guy in the room, but he's not a pure idiot as the modern seasons are painting him out to be. So, of course, I have to salute these classic episodes for that whenever I can, man. And to top all that off, when people are running away from them at the movies, Patrick basically is like, man, what the hell is wrong with you people? You guys are afraid to look ugliness in the face? And he's just basically showing off SpongeBob, just saying, look at it, look at it. That has to be my most favorite scene. And he's just basically shoving SpongeBob in all these people's faces. And SpongeBob, of course, is talking to them, and they're just running away. That just has to be one of my favorite scenes throughout this episode, man. Patrick taking charge and doing his damn thing. To get to one of my favorite comedic scenes throughout the episode, man, is when Patrick is in the bathroom crying and SpongeBob comes up to him. He's like, Patrick, what's wrong, man? And then you gotta love the comedic genius of when Patrick just uncovers his head and said, you gave me the ugly. Man, SpongeBob's reaction was just hilarious to me. And I also have to mention when he's screaming he's ugly and he's proud, man, you see Squidward over there observing the scene, and he just says, oh, is that what you call it? Listen, this episode through and through was pure comedy. It goes without saying that all the scenes where SpongeBob is basically causing people to self-destruct essentially because of his bad breath are hilarious moments to not only me, but to kids who are first coming upon these episodes, man. So, I think with all that being said, it's time to hop into the final review. Like I said earlier, this episode has an underlying message. And the message is something that all kids who watch this episode, and hell, even some adults, man, who don't do this already, and the message is, brush your damn teeth. Okay? Simple. Because as this episode portrays here, if you don't brush your teeth and you come outside smelling like dead body breath, nobody's going to want to talk to you. And what I wish they did, man, is they at least had one person come up to SpongeBob or Patrick or tell them when they approach them that, hey, man, brush your teeth, man. Haven't you ever heard of bubblegum? Because that is what would truly happen, especially if you're in school, if you have stanky breath, man. Listen, those kids are going to roast your ass. They're just not going to walk away from you. A majority of them might. But you just got to come across that right person, and they will roast you to death. And it will not be a fun experience. So this episode basically teaches kids that it's important to brush your teeth. Even, not only just in the morning or at night. If you have a meal that causes your breath to stink, something high in garlic or something with onions, it wouldn't hurt to brush your teeth afterwards and pop a piece of gum in your mouth. Because I know I do that after enjoying a nice pizza with onions and whatever the heck else I like on it. Or any type of meal like that. That's the proper thing to do. You can't have a conversation with somebody and you have rancid breath. And this episode did a fantastic job of displaying that in a comedic manner, man. And as I mentioned earlier on in this video, Patrick is on point in this episode. He's not shown to be a dummy or an idiot. He's basically shown to be an idiot savant. He's not totally stupid, but he has a little bit of working brain in his head, and he can maximize that to where it can help his friend SpongeBob instead of hurt him like it does in these modern episodes. And overall, this episode is a good watch. When I was a kid and this episode came on, man, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, it wasn't one of those episodes that when it came on, I was like, oh man, I need to watch this. It wasn't my favorite episode, but I still enjoyed watching it when it came on. And once again, watching it today kind of reminded me of that. It's not one of the greatest episodes of classic SpongeBob, but it's still a decent one. So for that, I'm going to have to hit this with a nice, simple 7 out of 10. But this has been my review for the Season 1 episode called Something Smells of SpongeBob SquarePants. This is the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins. Tell me what you think of this episode. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you hate it. Tell me what you rate it. Put all your opinions down in the comments box below, because that's what they're there for. And check out any other videos here on this channel, man. And until next time, I will see y'all when I see y'all. I love y'all. Peace out, everybody.